Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In the last video, we visited Cardona Castle. If you've not seen it, please check the link below. And today, we are visiting Cardona's salt mines. It's a unique geographical formation in Europe and in the world. It was formed millions of years ago when the Mediterranean Sea began to recede, leaving behind a sediment of salt. This salt was then pushed up through the Earth's crust, creating a giant mountain of pure salt, and continues to grow upwards even today. And for years, it has been one of the world's major potassium chloride mines. Mining gave Cardona and its owners wealth during the Middle Ages. This mine was once known as Mina Nieves de Cardona, from 1929 to 1990. And nowadays, it is known as Cardona Salt Mountain Cultural Park. It was opened 7 years later to the public after closing the Salt Mountains, so that the people could learn about the importance of this natural resource, its history, and the miners' lives. About 1 kilometer from Cardona town and can easily be reached by road or on foot. There is a big parking at the entrance of the visitors center. This is the statue commemorating those who worked and lost their lives at the mines. We are now at the center buying our entrance tickets. We took a guided tour. Joined by other visitors, we've departed for the Montaña del Sal Center and are heading to the entrance of the salt mines. And from far we can see the castle of Cardona. We've arrived at the salt mines. This is a massive formation and is mostly made of sodium, potassium, and magnesium chloride. It has a height of 120 meters with a depth of nearly 2 kilometers. And it takes 1 hour to descend to a depth of 86 meters. The mountain we see in front is made of the waste of the salt extraction. I'm sure you'll enjoy and have a great experience.
La relació que han tingut els humans amb l'estal. Ja des de la prehistòria fins a entrar a la mina que va obrir fa uns 100 anys. De fet, aquests residus són propis d'aquesta mineria. Ja els hi explicaré, la sal comuna no s'aprofitava fa 100 anys. També hi ha molta argila,
Remember not to touch the stalactites and the stalagmites. They are very fragile. Today it's windy. Let's go inside. We'll be more comfortable. Let's go take our helmets. With that said, join us to explore this underground magnificent wonderland together. At the entrance to the mine, we were given helmets to protect our heads. We are now ready to explore the cold tunnels and see the sparkling salt crystal galleries. The climatic changes used to be constant. Sometimes the temperatures were very cold and sometimes too warm. The mine consists of a network of tunnels and chambers formed millions of years ago. By the slow evaporation of the Mediterranean Sea,
Ho expliquem amb això perquè les capes de sal són plàstiques.
this process created intricate formations of salt crystals in a variety of colors and shapes, including stalactites and stalagmites and columns. This is Saint Barbara, the patron of the miners. Every 4th of December, the families came together to commemorate the miners who have died. And it is believed that if you work on 4th of December, which is her day, then she will not protect you from accidents. Here we have an example of the tools that were used by the miners. And the guide explains that the tools used by the miners along the times were picks, shovels, and dynamites.
I a la mina subterrània, la mina que va obrir al segle passat, s'utilitzava dinamit.
And some of the helmets they were using, old and new.
Sí, exacte, exacte, vull tema. Sí, sí. Ai, sorry.
At a certain time, the miners protested about the dangerous working conditions and low wages. The mine owners responded by offering a payment according to production. This is the biggest cave, which is known as the Sistine Chapel. A big open space which has a shape of a cathedral. A name given thanks to its variety of the stalactites and the stalagmites that cover a great part of the mine's chambers. A visit to this place is worth and suitable for everyone, no matter the age. The salt is very pure and refined. It only contains a little bit of environmental pollution and some remaining clay. Nowadays, there are just a dozen miners active who extract some salt for the winter roads. The rain filters slowly through the substrate
És 10 cops més salada la sal d'aquí que la del mar, perquè és d'un mar que es va assecar. Quan s'assequen, cristal·litzen
After that, this dripping water contains 10 times more salt than the seawater. Thanks to the rainwater, then they dry and crystallize and turn into solid salt. One of the most beautiful parts of the underground mines. Apart from salt, other minerals were found in the substratum of the mountain.
In addition, the Pyrenees were formed. Tectonic plates caused the sedimentary layers in a rise of the Salt Mountain. In prehistory, white salt was extracted in the open to preserve food. And the 20th century onwards, potassium was extracted inside, in the interior of the mountain to make explosives and fertilizers.
All this is sodium salt, she says. The main problems of the miners were heat and lack of ventilation. Originally, the miners used helmets made by their wives. The mine was very dangerous. 90 people died here. But also caused by electrical accidents, dynamites, and etc. They used to work up to 300 meters deep. During those times, a lot of salt was extracted from the 300 kilometers of tunnels, up to 40 million tons. At a certain time, sea salt became more important, and mineral salt production declined consequently. Therefore, potassium mining took over in the Cardona's mines. With the loss of value of mineral salt, the Dukes of Cardona, not looking so much for wealth because they were already rich, but rather for political power, decided to modernize their business. They employed Jordi Viade i Soler, a young 27-year-old engineer, with a mission to search for potassium. Also, the presence of Romans was very strong here because of the importance of salt. And the Romans called the salt the white gold of Europe. And the word salt is actually the origin of salary. Later, the original owners decided to sell the mines to the Unión Española de Explosivos from Bilbao. for 3 million pesetas, which was a fortune 100 years ago.
Era un dineral, I l'any 1900. Moltes mercès.
Thank you so much. That it may go well with you.
A vostès, que vagi molt bé, que hagi de passar. Moltes gràcies. Que vagi molt bé. Okay.
The tour lasted approximately 1 hour. We visited tunnels and several chambers with salt formations. Then went back to Cardona, stopped for a short while to visit the town. Being lunchtime, there was hardly anybody on the street. The main attraction of this town are the castle, the salt mine, the surroundings, and trekking in nature. This town began to flourish at the beginning of the 20th century. With the discovery of potassium, which is used to make fertilizers and dynamites. This led to the rise of the economy of the town of Cardona. The town stopped relying on agriculture and textiles and became a mining community. The town's population increased significantly. However, when the mine finally closed, half of its population moved to the mine of Surya. It's a pleasant town with a beautiful church of Gothic style. St. Miguel Church with a Romanesque bell tower. Nowadays, the Salt Mountain has become a major tourist attraction. And definitely this town thrives from this. After our short visit to the town, we left and ended our trip with lunch at one of our favorite restaurants, the Fonda Europa in Granollers, and went back home. Please don't miss our visit to this 9th century castle. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.